here in Nepal to assess our UNV, UN Volunteer Program, together with our field unit. So we are meeting with partners, the governments, UN agencies and volunteers themselves to see how they are contributing to the development of Nepal and actually assess what are the future opportunities to increase mobilization and contributions of UN volunteers and volunteers in general to the development of Nepal. Well, I must say that UNV has been partnering with Nepal and supporting a number of development programs through the UN system for many years. And I'm really impressed by the feedback that I receive from all levels of partners, from government to UN agencies to communities themselves, on the contributions and the impact that the volunteers have had on helping the development of Nepal. One big example is the 120 volunteers UNV mobilized together with UNDP to help with all the debris management after the earthquake in 2015. We also have UN volunteers serving with UNFPA, with UN Women, addressing a broad range of issues from environment sustainability, local governance, gender-based violence, and I can see through their commitment and the technical skills that they can bring, they are really making a positive contribution. Well, I can bring two main elements that I see. The first one is Nepal, like all the United Nations member states, have agreed to the Sustainable Development Goals and the 2030 Agenda. And really to achieve those very ambitious development goals, it requires a lot of efforts from all stakeholders. And those goals really call for a different way of working, for broadening the participation, for engaging all the different stakeholders. It's not only a government agenda or a UN agenda, it's everybody's agenda. In that sense, volunteerism is a very important vehicle for sustainable development, since it really allows all citizens to engage in the development of their own communities. Also, volunteerism helps leaving no one behind. Volunteers outreach the most marginalized ones who are out there in the community trying to help, reaching the ones that cannot have access to services. Usually, very often, it's volunteers. So they're able to bring those voices and translate them into concrete actions for sustainable development. So if we talk about achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, this will only be possible if everybody engage, and we need to localize this agenda, and volunteerism is a very important vehicle for that. The second element is actually the very specific context now that Nepal is going to the federalism, which will be the new governance structure for the country. It allows a huge opportunity to actually mobilize, develop structure for volunteer mobilization at the three levels, at the national, provincial, and municipal level, to really offer opportunities for volunteers to engage community volunteers, technical expertise, international volunteers that can really support the development of Nepal. So I think this is a huge opportunity. So if you take the Sustainable Development Goals, the importance of localizing the agenda, the Sustainable Development Agenda, and the context of federalism, I think we have a very specific momentum. So volunteers for local volunteerism to flourish and have a significant impact to the future development of Nepal. I would say the first thing to qualify for a volunteer is your motivation. Really, why do you want to contribute to your community? Really, this desire of solidarity, of support, of community engagement. This is, I think, the first quality for a volunteer, to want to make a difference and an impact in its community or the neighbor community or at the international level. No? So I would say this is the first one. The second one is the technical skills that you can bring. UNV offers a diversity of opportunities to be an international, a national, or a community volunteer. So no matter which skills you bring, that you have a bachelor degree, that you have 10 years of experience, or that you have a very specific knowledge in your own community, you can be a volunteer, actually. And the most important thing is that the skills that you bring actually match what are the needs of the host community and of the partner who will be receiving you. If the match is not working, then it's very hard to have a positive experience. So the willingness to contribute and make a difference is the first quality for volunteers, and then the technical skills matching with the needs of the communities. We will actually start implementing is creating a roster, a national roster for Nepalese who are interested to volunteer here in Kathmandu, in the provinces, at the community level, and that will be able to register through the roster. So we are collecting what are the specific needs and what are the different skills and competencies that are needed, and we will be creating this roster. We also already have a roster for international volunteers. So if some Nepalese are interested in actually volunteering abroad, they can also visit our website and register to our roster to become an international volunteer as well. So my invitation would be follow our Facebook page, the Facebook UNV Nepal Facebook page, and any opportunities to volunteer here in Nepal or abroad will be disseminated, and we look forward to see many Nepali joining the United Nations Volunteer Program.